What happened in Borno State was deliberate. It was deliberate because the government knew it was going to happen. They have been warned for years back, but the government simply ignored it until it happened. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how the government planned the flooding in Maiduguri, the northeast capital of Borno State. You will see it and you agree with me. It's not just gross negligence and misconduct, because they know they were going to make money out of it. So by the time I put you through this journey, you understand that a pre-planned disaster by a government that don't care for the people, who don't have human feelings. You prefer to exchange the life of your people for money that you have been stealing for years, for decades. You are not satisfied. Now we're done here, Nado. I will not blame Governor Zulum here. He's a good man. I'm sure he didn't know it was going to happen. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said that the terror that engulfed Maiduguri and turned it into a Mississippi of tears was orchestrated this time not by the known insurgents and violent extremists terrorizing the northeastern Nigeria. The official narrative by the NEMA was that the Alau Dam, which is the critical infrastructure designed to regulate water flow and provide irrigation and water for the city, overflowed following a heavy downpour, drowning the city, displacing over 24,000 households, rendering over 2 million people homeless, destroying farmlands, and taking lives of over 30 people, as told us by the media. It could be more than 30 people. These people suffered this mishap because this could have been prevented, said NEMA. Few days before the flood, residents were asked to leave the city, but government insisted there was no threat of flood happening anytime soon, claiming that they have done investigation and everything is fine. A home angle investigation accused the state government of being responsible for this disaster. Let me briefly explain to you what a home angle or what the home angle is. The Home Angle is an independent Nigerian-based digital media organization that focuses on investigative journalism, data-driven reporting, and they uncover various topics like environmental issues, corruption, human rights violations, social justice, and other related cases and topics. The Home Angle investigation stated that mismanagement of funds by officials of concerned ministries behind this neglect is a broader pattern of mismanagement that plagues infrastructure projects in Nigeria. The Alau Dam is not an exception. Funds were disbursed for the dam's repair and maintenance, but it was misappropriated and up to now cannot be accounted for, leading to the disaster of flooding that happened in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Let me show you some images. In August 2022, the dam was intact. The dam's location reveals 2 gates. Yes, that 2 gates control the flow of water out of the lake. That is the Alau Lake. For nearly 2 years, only one of the gates has been functional. All right. Now, satellite evidence shows that the dam on the western side of the lake has been destroyed since October 2022. That's 2 years after. Now, with the surface being destroyed beyond recognition. Now, in August 2022, you can see the last known imagery of the dam. Okay, it was intact, according to available data, as shown by Google Earth Pro. In October 2022, satellite images show water violently and uncontrollably overflowing the damaged structure of the Alau Lake. The dam was likely destroyed sometime between August and October 2022, and the government was watching. In November 2022, you can see this imagery that reveals the extent of damage on the Alau Dam, with more than 50% of the structure wrecked beyond recognition, and the government was watching. And the government sent high-powered delegation to go and investigate the dam, and they came back and said that the dam was okay, there's no need to fear, there's no threat of flooding. That's government for you. Now let's look at February 2023, the image showing here the remains of the dam in disrepair with no sign of restoration. This persisted until the recent flooding that caused havoc in Maiduguri, and the government was watching. So you see why I said it was a pre-planned operation. If you sent a high-powered delegation of engineers and experts, why didn't they see these things? And money was released for the repair and maintenance of the dam. You see what I'm saying? If this was a developed nation, a developed country, all these people would have been in jail by now because they caused the death of over 30 people, displacement of almost 2 million Nigerians in Maiduguri, and then homes, over 24,000 homes destroyed, farmlands destroyed. So there's what is called a dike. A dike is something like a wall that's been holding the dam, preventing water from overflowing. And when the government sent delegation, they went and they saw that it was overflowing the bank of the dam, of the dike. But they still came back and told the governor. You see, that's why I don't want to blame the governor too much, because he sent people he knew that knows the job. But what did they do? They went there, saw what the reality. But instead they told the people, no cause for alarm. Oh my God. And the 2 days or 4 days after that delegation, in the night, water flooded the city. The remaining dike collapsed, flooding the city at night, took people unawares. People were trapped in the water. People who don't know how to swim were trapped in the water, and many people lost their lives. Things were destroyed. 70% of Maiduguri was submerged in water. The dam busted while people were sleeping. Just imagine while you are sleeping in your house, water just come, vroom, washed off those it washed off. Can you imagine the tragedy that was? While people were sleeping. I think I told you about a man who is still looking for his wife and 5 children. Who knows if those people have been washed off in water? Human beings, wicked human beings. The delegates are supposed to be held questionable, accountable for this thing that happened. 70% of Maiduguri is submerged in water. People were washed off in their sleep. Even the zoo workers recorded that 80% of their animals were washed off. In fact, reptiles were washed into people's homes, and there were reports of snake bites. Okay? Now, bridges collapsed, hospitals flooded. Now, there's a new cancer center in Maiduguri, which is a world-class cancer center with world-class equipment, best in the country, and let me just say, maybe in sub-Saharan Africa. That too, all the equipment was submerged in water. Can you imagine the colossal loss? Right now, people are hungry. Markets are everything completely with schools, everything. Now there's high cost of food. You trust Nigerians. The price of food skyrocketed. Well, we heard that the government was giving out some food aids to people like bread. In fact, we heard that the price of a loaf of bread is now 2,000. Okay? Now, giving them bread and maybe gari, whatever. But imagine the hardship. You that is living in your own house with no disaster, no crisis. It's difficult to feed and survive. Now, these people are in a disaster area, and they can't even go to farm, they can't even go to work, they can't even go to market. And even as of today, I was hearing that the funds that were voted, donations that are made to the people of Borno State are also being diverted. Can you imagine your country? God help us, oh. God help us, oh. Now, let's go to the mismanagement of funds, because funds has been released for this dam. Now, according to the Director of Admin and Finance of the Northeast Development Commission, a contract has been awarded to replace these dikes. I told you what the meaning of dike. The dikes were those walls that are used to barricade the dam from overflowing. Okay? And also to fix the structures. But nothing was done. Yeah, the money was released, but nothing was done. So where is the money? Ecological funds are given to every state in Nigeria, and it has been given to Borno State to the tune of over 800 million naira, almost $1 billion, was allocated to Borno State ecological management, so that this thing that happened will not have happened. But do you know what happened? Do you know what? Out of that 800 million plus, only about 2.4% was spent. That is like about 20 million was spent. So what happened to the remaining 700 plus million? Where did it go to? That brings us back to those delegates that went to investigate the dam. They are to be questioned, they are to be brought to book, they should answer. What happened to the remaining 700 plus million that was supposed to be used to prevent this disaster? Governor Zulum should bring these people to book. They are the cause of what happened. Governor Zulum, a man I knew, a man of high integrity, shouldn't let this slide. The people of Maiduguri, Borno State, our prayers are with you. We know you're going to get out of this. And you all Nigerians, please, as you go about your regular duties, please, as much as you can, extend your prayers to the people of Borno State. May God help Nigeria.